Quit eating, folks, 30 seconds to showtime. Grab your seat, leave your drinks to the bar. Hold your breath, put your hands together. We present Stanford Bay's finest star, who has danced with the Mary Guinea, who has dined with the Queen of Vermont. We trace the voyages of Sinbad, corresponded with the men who can't love us to be. C'est pas la même chose que la vache qui rit. La vache est pas mon ami.
Anyways, my name is Geoff with a G, and welcome to what I like to call the G spot, I guess, for lack of a better term, until something better comes along. I wanted to do a long-form conversation with some people that I don't get afforded to at the Devil's Hour, so I figured I'd have fun with talking to people that I can't show videos to, and so I couldn't think of anybody better than the lovely and illustrious Coco Lectric. Here's Coco Lectric.
Thanks, Geoff. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. So what are you drinking over there right now?
You know, I don't know. I think it's a type of rice wine.
So we got to that. So that's how far along you're into the quarantine. You're just going, I don't know, it's liquor. You're at that stage now.
Well, when I'm running out of food, I generally only have been going to one store around here, and it's an Asian market.
Okay.
Because nobody goes to it. Like, there's
That's
nobody
fair.
in there. And that makes my life a lot easier. And yeah, on the box it said it was the right wine for me.
Okay.
So.
Well, that really works. I have the luxury of having a liquor sponsors for shows, so I get whiskey pretty regularly, and I happen to be stocked up right before quarantine happened because I was supposed to go to a show and show off the whiskey, and so I'd had extra whiskey to do that, and then the show didn't happen, so.
Well, I'd try. If that's the whiskey, I think you're drinking.
Yes, it is.
I am. I was very interested in being a part of that, of supporting that company, because it's absolutely delicious.
We will when the world gets normal again. We'll talk about stuff.
I think that's very exciting.
Let's see. This is more of a conversation. See, we've known each other for about 10-ish years. So when you were 8, that's when we met.
Can you see my gray hairs? Yeah. Plus
Yeah.
30. Yeah. Or whatever.
Ish, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That was what, 2010
About
or
2010.
11?
Yeah, it was about 2010 when we met.
Yeah, that's
Give
right.
or take some change.
That's exciting.
I know. Back when nobody knew what burlesque was.
Well,
You know what I mean. The general public.
Well, and a few grandparents, you know. There were some grandparents who were very excited about burlesque, or very concerned about burlesque. And I guess 2009 maybe was when we started doing burlesque in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And with the Betty Page Reveals All, or the Betty Page tribute show. And yeah, we got kicked out of a lot of places. We kept having to move around, and now it's like, oh, yeah, burlesque.
Yeah,
it's not that scary. It's really not.
Well, is it like that movie?
Yes, it is. There are no refunds.
If that gets us hired, great.
Yeah, it was pretty funny though. And that was a lot of fun. I mean, I met quite a lot of people that became very good friends with at that show. So it was a pivotal point in, I think, my life and I think a lot of people's lives when it came to burlesque, because I meant for it to be really educational. It was a multimedia event. Yeah. So, we were showing Teaserama and Striporama, I believe, and clips of the old, almost like stag film style variety shows that they would have at the time. And then we would do a live performance to demonstrate what we're doing now and how we've grown or what we've taken from that art form. And yeah, it's really funny. It's really funny. If you look at our lineup, the lineup is absolutely stellar. Even to this day, people would love to see the show. We had Ginger Snaps, Ginger Valentine, of course, me and Ruby Jewel and Ruby Lamb, Delia Dread. We had...
I think Goldie Candela was just starting out.
Goldie Candela, yeah, she did her little sailor number.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was fun. It was really fun. It'd be like an all-star show now if we did it again.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's like everybody was starting out then. Nobody knew anybody. I think you were the quote-unquote biggest name on that lot, and even then you were still newish. So. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the Gigawatts had only been a group for about 4 years at that point.
Well, and like anything outside of Austin, nobody knew who you were. We didn't. I know I didn't. We stumbled, like me and my late wife, we stumbled upon. I don't even know how we stumbled upon that first show, and like we came across it, and she always loved that idea of the old glamour. Her grandmother was a Ziegfeld girl, and so she was already on board.
Wow.
And I go, all right, cool, I'm down. I mean, I'll go see anything. I like live entertainment, and just that became like this weird obsession we had now is go see all the burlesque.
Wow, that's really exciting, though. Her grandmother was a Ziegfeld girl?
Yeah. Her grandmother was a Ziegfeld girl. Her grandfather, the one they married to, used to run music for the Major Beau's Variety Hour back in like the 20s. This is the man who discovered Sinatra.
Oh, wow.
Like back when it was Frankie Sinatra and the Hoboken 3.
Wow. Gosh, I bet she's got some. I bet you've got some really great photos in your house.
I do not, but her dad does. But there's like pictures.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's pictures of like with the young Frank Sinatra when her dad when her grandfather left. He ran like some radio station shows and stuff like that, and so he did a thing in D.C. And one of the young correspondents was a young Jacqueline Bouvier, and so you get to see little pictures of her and stuff like that. So it was really just fascinating.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I guess who was I talking about today? It was Buddy Rich. We were talking about drummers, and Buddy Rich was in the Dorsey band, but his parents ran a vaudeville show, and I couldn't figure out what that show was called. I was looking everywhere, but I don't know.
I don't know. I could probably, had I known that, I probably would have tracked it down because I've been in this real deep dive for old school sideshow and vaudeville and stuff like that for acts, and so it's always been fascinating to me, and so that's why I like talking about when I get on screen to talk about stuff. So
for sure. Ooh. So you got any questions for me?
Sure, because everybody seems to be really quiet. So I don't know what's going on. I think we're on the background for a lot of people, but that's fine. No worries. So Miss Coco Lectric, how did you get started with burlesque? You can give the short Cliff Notes version.
That's such a tough question for me because I think I always wanted to do burlesque, but I didn't maybe know the word. Okay. When I was 15, I played a hot box dancer in Guys and Dolls. Okay. In a musical production of Guys and Dolls.
That makes a level of sense.
And I was the sexy lady at the bar in Cuba that was trying to steal away, what was his name? The main guy. And I was one of Adelaide's hot box girls. And I don't know, I guess I fell right into that role. Was taking back my mink, before I even graduated high school. And, I grew up in Houston. And when I graduated, I moved to Austin because that's where you moved if, you wanted to get the hell out of Houston. Pretty much that's what you did. And I moved to Austin and just started auditioning as dancers and go-go dancers and doing stuff for plays, and I was in like a multicultural dance troupe, and like would hula dance and stuff at parties. Like I jumped right in, and yeah, you know, did a lot of like stuff that was burlesque that maybe we didn't go down to pasties, but stuff that was burlesque at an old club in Austin called The Paradox.
Okay.
And I was a Paradox girl, and I was the house choreographer. And actually, Ruby Jewell appeared in one of my events. It was a 007 spy event where we spy girls and did all these dance numbers and things like that. And you know, we had like 60s events where we were dancing in cages, like it was like the Whiskey A Go-Go in the 60s. And it was pretty much some like 40 Deuce kind of stuff. You know, we were sexy dancing, but also like coming up with fun themes and fun eras. And I guess it was in 2000 when I was hanging out at Antone's. At the time, around that time, I was dancing for a couple of bands. I was dancing for a band called Vallejo, and I was a dancer in a band called the Scabs. And so I was at Antone's a lot.
Okay.
And one day, Kitty Kitty Bang Bang performed.
Okay.
I guess it was their big first performance, and I was watching it, and I was like a little confused because I didn't see it as that different from what I was doing, I guess. And I ran up to the girls afterwards, and I said, "Oh my God, how do I become a part of this thing?" And this and that and the other, and they were just like, "Well, we're good for now," you know, and stuff. And I was like, I was so hurt, and I was so offended, you know. But at the you know, now that I know all of those girls pretty well, I think they were just like freaked out. They just had their first show and couldn't believe they got through it. And then here's little me, like, I want to do it right now. You know what? I can choreograph some stuff for you guys, and I do this stuff at this club. And I basically, you know, was like giving them my resume, and they were like, you know. And I can't say that I blame them, but yeah. And I found out about Red Light Burlesque around that same time at the Continental Club, and they were dancing to live music, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want. I need that in my life, you know.
Yeah.
Nick Curran was the leader of the band. I still dance to Nick Curran songs when I do my burlesque shows too, you know. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I guess I took some time off. I had a baby. I got married. I did grown-up things for a couple of years, and then I came back, and the phone was ringing, and somebody wanted me to choreograph a zombie musical.
That's amazing.
And I was like, okay, sure. You know, whatever. I'll do it. I'll do a zombie musical. I could do that. Like 2.5 years later, 2.5 years of filming the zombie musical. It was called Zia Zombie Musical. You know, the Gigawatts were born. We were all cast members in the zombie musical. So if you want to see Ruby Jewell as a zombie nun, or Terry Zapp as a zombie nun, or me make out with a sock puppet, yeah, I think the whole movie is on YouTube, actually.
What was the name
I
of it?
sing in it a lot.
What was the name of it again?
Z, a zombie musical.
Z, a zombie musical. I'm writing that down now.
It's
Because you know I'm going to post all this, right?
oh my God.
Now you regret.
Oh no, regret's a strong word, but it was a lot. It was a lot. I was also I was the main character's singing voice.
So not only you were on screen, you may not have been on screen, but you were heard a lot more than you were seen.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I was a cop. I was a zombie. I was the voice. And I was an associate producer of that movie.
That's amazing. Looks like we have a few more people on the channel. They haven't said anything yet, but my name is Geoff with the G. This is the G Spot. We are talking with the amazing and wonderful Coco Lectric, burlesque to the stars.
Thanks, Geoff. Hi, everybody.
Okay. If you have any questions for her or for myself or anything involving this stuff, please do so. We would love to chat with you. Until that happens, we're going to keep talking about stuff. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna mix around and talk about different stuff. Who's your burlesque Mount Rushmore? Yeah, I'm gonna ask.
Ooh, okay.
I have a feeling I know one. I know one, at least one.
Okay. Okay, who is it?
I believe that would be your burlesque mother, I would assume.
Oh, well, okay.
I mean, I could
My
be
burlesque
wrong.
moms are amazeballs, and I
Yeah.
love them so much. Yes, Tiffany Carter's my burlesque mom.
Yeah, Tiffany's amazing.
Wild Cherry is my burlesque grandma.
Also amazing.
Let's see. There's a performer in Australia. I don't know if she's still active, but
Doesn't matter.
every time I saw her perform, I was just blown away. Her name is Lillian Starr.
Okay.
I know now she lives out in the middle of nowhere-ish around Sydney, I believe, with her family. But yeah, she was just fabulous. And she's a fabulous human as well, an activist. So, I love watching Catherine D. Lish.
Oh,
As far as classic goes, Catherine just oozes just realness and comfort. She's just comfortable up there and enjoying the moment. Makes her own fabulous costumes. She made the world's largest feather fan. Of course, it's in the Guinness World Book of Records. I was there that day to see it live. I'm very happy about that. The first person I saw, as far as old, the first person that really hit me over the head and made me go, okay, I can do this. I love this. I'm going to rock this out, was Amalia Aguilar.
Okay.
And she was a Cuban silver screen actress. And one of the first, groups of dancing girls that young Russ Myers recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find her on the YouTubes and anywhere else you might find awesome old movie stars. But she, she did an Irvin Claw style, looking at the camera, burlesque act, did a couple of them. One of them was called Afro Mood. And I can't remember what the other one was, but she did a rumba. And I'm very inspired by that number. If you've ever seen my rumba act, where I have a big fan on my head, and it's a big white feather headpiece and big white skirt, that's definitely inspired by her. So I guess it would be Amalia Aguilar and Tiffany, and how many do I get? 4?
You only have 4. Well, I figured there's the off chance Tiffany may hear back with this, so you got to at least say Tiffany.
Wild Cherry.
Yeah.
And Catherine D. Lish.
Yeah, that was 4. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. No, it's when usually when people talk to me a lot about burlesque, because it's one of those, I know a lot of burlesque areas, but I'm not the because I'm just some fan. A lot of people are going, so what's up with burlesque? How do I get involved and stuff like that, and what's the difference and things like that. And I always ask, well, you gotta look what sort of style you want to get into. Have a cool gimmick. I like to say have the gimmick, because you gotta go back to gypsy. You gotta have a gimmick, or you just gotta have a thing that you're strong at, because that helps you a lot of ways going forward. But then ideas going classic, and usually when I reference classic burlesque, you're always one of the people I always reference. It's you and Ruby Jewel, the people I reference more often than not when it comes to classic burlesque.
Thanks.
If you're into comedy, then we'll talk about we'll talk about Tifa and Annie Cherry and things like that, and then so on and so forth. But speaking of people learning how to do burlesque, I know you have a really cool school right here in Austin. Let's talk about the Austin Academy of Burlesque.
Yes, let's talk about the Austin Academy of Burlesque. I love the Austin Academy of Burlesque. It's my favorite school. It better be, right? It's my school.
Yeah.
We've been running. Well, I've been running the school since 2008, and basically started running it because people were asking me that, like, how do I get into burlesque? And well, I mean, but where do I even start? And this and that and the other. And at first, I was like, you just do it. You just do a thing. You don't need a school. Just do it. Which is still true. I mean, let's be real. If you get burlesque and you get it, do it, Something I find fascinating and wonderful about the school is the aspect of community.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of folks that go through the academy are friends for life, and they may go and create or join a troupe, together. And, I've seen so many awesome people, over the years do this, and just watching everybody grow as a performer is amazing. And it's been humbling and wonderful to be able to help people get their start with it.
Yeah.
And it's just it's a fun thing to do. When everything's open, it's a fun spot to be. And we put a lot of love in that space, and we put a lot of love in what we teach. So it feels nice. It feels nice to be a part of it. Geoff.
Yes.
We're starting our live streaming classes tomorrow.
Oh, that's what I was just about to ask you about that. So let's talk about your live streaming classes.
You may notice I'm vertical on your screen.
Yes.
That's not an accident. When I'm teaching, I'm further back so you can see my whole body. But yeah, so we're starting tomorrow. So if you're a part of the academy, or if you've never been a part of the academy, you still sign up for classes the same way. You can get onto our website, and you can then go straight to our MindBody page. Everything is on MindBody. So if you already have a MindBody account, you might see virtual classes for the Austin Academy of Burlesque, especially if you live in Austin. And since we're live streaming it, you don't have to live in Austin. So it's kind of a fun excursion to be able to include people that we can't usually include at the academy. And if you want to get to our MindBody, you can search MindBody, or it's mindbodyonline.com, or you can just go through our website, so austinacademyofburlesque.com.
Well, I just put that up on the screen so people can see that, so they can try to track down.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to do any of that, you can go through our bit.ly. That'll take you right to the class page, and that is bit.ly/AAB classes. So that'll take you right there.
Okay. Good to know. So
I'm nervous. So we only have one day set up, and that's tomorrow. And if it works, which it should, because we're talking right now, right?
It may take a session or two if you guys to ramp it up, but yeah, as long as technically it works, you'll get it to work.
Yeah, and then we'll put in new classes every week. There's also an on-demand portion of it too. So there's pre-recorded videos. So if you I get nervous when I go to dance classes, especially a new dance class. And I thought that would be a cool option so people could look at it and kind of get to know some of the basic moves before attending the class all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I think that's a cool option that we don't normally offer. And I'm excited to do it. I'm a little nervous, of course, because I get nervous about everything. But I'm happy to reach people that I've been missing. So hopefully folks will be joining us tomorrow. And then if that works, we're going to put all the rest of the stuff on the schedule. So we'll be always adding new things on the schedule.
Well, that's good. To be fair, like this thing, like doing us talking here and doing the shows, that's been the thing that's been helping me cope with dealing with the fact is I don't get to see anybody. And I'm one of those type of weird people. I can't wear a face mask. I can't breathe in a mask. So I can't I can't go out. So
Oh,
this is my
man.
interaction. It's like doing this and the other stuff that I think I can. So having that class lets those sort of people have that sort of outlet too. So it's really great you guys are doing that. And hopefully that'll
Thank
continue
you.
even far beyond, like even when life gets back to normal-ish at some point in the near future, which looking who knows when. Depends on what Abbott says.
Well,
But it's not a political show. It's a burlesque
it's not,
show.
yeah. Well, and either way, we will definitely be hosting our online classes or have online capabilities through June 30th. So
At least that long.
we're definitely going to be doing classes online until June 30th. I don't care what gets opened because I think safety is much more important. So
Well, yeah.
we're at least going to be digital until June 30th, probably.
Yeah, and also for those new people that are actually going, finally I get to learn from, I live in, Bumpkiss, like Wisconsin, so I can learn burlesque. Gives still them an option, at least take that first class, which is good.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that option. So meet new friends, new burlesque happening out in the middle of nowhere. You can blame me.
That's fair. And then the limited amount me too, so because whoever gets to see this, because the great thing about Twitch is the fact is like once we get done, it'll still be on the air, it'll still be available like on demand, and so people can come back and watch stuff later, and then maybe somebody will get so inspired they'll just randomly come across this talk, which will be really cool.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of spreading the weird side, what I like to call the sideshow arts, because burlesque definitely takes its roots from sideshow with little girly shows and stuff like that. So I like promoting it. So and plus I know a lot of really cool people and got to know a lot of really cool people through burlesque. So
Yeah, for sure.
I love hyping my friends, so and talking them up. So I'm happy to do so. But yes, for people who are just joining in and coming back in, because we've seen people pop in and out. My name is Geoff with a G. I'm here talking with the luxurious and wonderful Coco Lectric, burlesque phenomenon. Let's see how quickly I can embarrass her with just like these epithets of just blah. And she is promoting she is an amazing burlesque performer. She also runs a thing called the Austin County Burlesque, which you can see there on your screen. And that allows you to take some virtual classes with her. So that's really, really cool, along with other teachers as time progresses. Because I saw, I know Jinxie does some stuff there sometimes.
That's right. Tomorrow is going to be me and Jinxie.
Okay.
And we're cousins. I don't know if you knew that, but
I was not aware of that. I didn't know how you guys knew each other. So I came and met her through a completely different way. So I know her through the drag circles of people I know versus the burlesque stuff.
We knew each other before we knew we were related. So
that's funny.
But we clicked right away, and it was almost like, why did we click right away? It was one of those, let's get some lunch. Why are we? Okay, let's get some lunch. It was very. It was fascinating. We definitely knew each other through performances and performing around town before we put two and two together. And our grandmothers have had a similar story that they would tell us, and some of the terms sounded really familiar. And I went, wait a second, are you from here? I mean, literally, right from right here, we're Native Americans, so
yeah,
we're from here,
yeah.
But also. Mixed and blessed with all sorts of other awesome cultures, which is pretty exciting, actually. So Jinxie and I will be on tomorrow for our first day. I will be teaching a Burlesque 101 class, so I'll be going over classic burlesque moves, and we'll be dancing to some classic burlesque music. And Jinxie will be open for a workshop, so a live streaming workshop. So it's pretty exciting. And next week, Alexander the Great will be joining us. And next week is going to be really fun. So this week it might be a whole lot of me and Jinxie. and special guests.
Yeah.
Because it takes a little while to ramp things up. But, of course, Coco Lectric has an awesome slow burn class that she'll be pre-recording, because I don't know if any of you have any infants, but they are not conducive to live streaming. So that will be an on-demand video whenever she gets done making hers. And that's really exciting because the platform we're using for the on-demand videos, you can watch them as many times as you want before we take them off. So you can, I was the kind of kid that loved being a dancer and wanted to be a dancer when I grew up so bad that, I'd watch a chorus line and stuff like that on a loop, and then I rewind it, Madonna videos, and Prince videos, and I'd learn all of their choreo. So it's kind of nice to be able to have that option. But yeah.
That's very, very cool. Trying to see
But this week at the Academy, I'll be teaching classic. I'll be teaching boa.
Okay.
We're going to have a go-go cardio class with 60s music and a go-go cardio class with 80s music.
Okay.
And I will be teaching a workshop as well. So I know that's what I'm going to be doing this week on the Academy of Burlesque. And next week, or sooner, I don't know. I haven't, we might do a fan dance class. But that would mean I have to go to the studio and get my fans, rescue my fans in the dark of night from the studio.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. How do I not have any fans in this house?
Well, not those sort of fans anyways.
Yeah. Fans. I'm going to have all of my fans surrounding me and take a picture, and it'll be my fans only page.
Yeah, as opposed to OnlyFans, your fans only page. There you go.
I'm a dork like that. Sorry.
No, it's Fritz, and I if it was me, I would totally make that page for at least 1 month. And once you just make an OnlyFans account, all it is your fans. It's $60 to buy in. Nobody can tell what it is until they pay the $60, and then all they do is see your fans. I
think that's a great idea. All the fans are good at different things.
Yeah, and that's really all you ever see. You might
their talents.
You might do like a paid video for $15, and all you do is waving the fan in front of your foot or your leg or something. That's all you see. A hand.
You're gonna make me attract the wrong people, Geoff.
Hey, there's no such thing as bad press. I mean, and it's over there. I didn't say you have to be Coco Lectric on OnlyFans. You could be whatever. You just.
Oh my God. If there's anything that I've learned about my life, it's everything comes back to haunt me. I still feel shitty about things I did in 3rd grade.
See, what you can do is you can call the page Vanilla Steam versus Coco Lectric.
That's okay.
That's fair.
I have no regrets. I'm not about to start. But I don't know. Desperate times call for desperate measures. You're absolutely right.
But that's it. All you're doing is showing the fans.
Mm-hmm.
All you would be doing on the OnlyFans site is showing your fans.
It's
a $60 buy-in.
Oh my God, that totally just sounds like something that I would do. It really does.
And it's a $60 to buy in.
In the background.
Yeah, just $60 to buy in. So basically, you at least get 5 or 10 people who are going to go drop $60, and so that's at least they'll buy groceries for that week. You may not see anything after that, but hey, at least for the joke, it might be funny. So
I can even slow-mo it, and the fans will, the feathers will just be like. Slow-mo sexy feathers.
You can do that. You're setting up the old school Gypsy Lee, where what it was just maybe a glove, and that's all you would ever see.
Yep. Well, that's what they say. She never showed it all.
Well, I mean, at the very least, the beginning. I'm just saying the beginning.
That's what they say.
Hey, the legend's more interesting than the truth, so.
The legends are more interesting than the truth.
Yeah, see, so. I mean, they made a musical
By that I
out of
mean
it.
burlesque legends.
Yeah, they made a musical out of it. Of course, it has to be true.
Oh, naturally, yeah. Yep.
Let's see. Let me find some other goofy questions I can have that I made that I did have fun. So, what would be your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Yeah, what's your favorite word?
I guess. Wow, that's really situational. It's really situational. How about can it be hyphenated?
It's whatever you want to do. What's the thing you either love hearing said the most, or you end up saying the most?
Oh, that I end up saying the most.
You can go that route.
I'd probably say hi the most because I talk to my cat all the time. I like the word delicious.
It's a good word.
Yummy. Red Bull. Tequila. Not all together.
Yeah, tequila and Red Bull is not a good mix.
No, it's not. I tried it the other day. It was not worth it.
Vodka Red Bull, whiskey Red Bull works okay, depending on the
Really?
whiskey. Depending on the whiskey. Anything overly peaty or like as you get closer to Scotch, less so.
Yeah.
But the more Kentucky, then the better. Yeah.
It was one of those. My days are kind of. I'm not really good at having a schedule per se. Anyway, I've never been one of those kinds of people. And I often chase my sleep around like I was born on a different planet or something, and I'm not supposed to be dealing with a 24-hour cycle or something. But especially right now, when I don't need to be somewhere, at the same time every day or whatever, and I don't have to get my son off to school every day. Sometimes I wake up at 4 p.m. Sometimes I sleep through the day. It's weird. But on that particular day, I woke up at a time where I was like, do I Red Bull or do I tequila?
Why
That's
not
like
both?
the times of my day, really. It's like Red Bull time, or is it time to, downtime? So is it like tequila time or wine time or whatever?
Yeah.
And I couldn't really tell, and so I decided to try both of them, and it was not time for that.
No, that's fair.
There's no time for any of that madness, so I don't recommend it.
No. Dahlia Derringer is actually on the chat. She just said she's cringing about that mix. So.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, I was testing out our Zoom actually with my good friend Godiva Morte.
Yes, of course.
And I took a sip, and when you drink something that's not good, your body does that like thing. And I did that. She was like, wow. She's seen me drink all sorts of things, and that was, she didn't expect that reaction from me. But yeah, it was terrible. Don't do that to yourself. I didn't even finish it, and for me to turn away any sort of Red Bull or tequila, it just wasn't meant to be.
I can understand that. It's hard to turn down liquor, and anything keeps you awake. So yeah, I get that. Once back when I was still, because when I was living in Houston, I was running a stage show, and the stage show I was running, we would do the performers perform, then ask them a question, and so I got a couple of questions I'm gonna do from that. And this is like so a couple of fun questions. And so the stage show was imagine the devil had a late night talk show. He'd bring his guests on stage, have them perform, have a conversation just like a late night talk show format, and then the audience would get to vote for who gets to leave hell. That's the shtick of the show. And I played the host of the devil because it was fun. And so some of the fun questions I like to ask during that was things like, so Miss Coco Lectric, what's your favorite sin?
Gluttony.
It's mine too, because people you just eat. No, gluttony is the overindulgence of anything. regardless of what it is. And so
I love food.
I do too.
I make really good food. And now that I'm home, I get to make a lot of really good food.
My problem is I like to cook and do stuff when it's just me. I usually because I make 3 or 4 course meals when I really want to cook. That's how I do stuff. So it's just me. I just eat simple. But like anytime, like, and me being by myself, I go, all right, cool. I'm just gonna eat simple because I'm not. If not, then I'm gonna end up cooking way more food than I can eat. Like even beyond, like by the time I get done, like I can't go through it all because it'll go bad before I have a chance to eat it all. But yeah.
Well, I live in a house with 2 human boys and 3 non-human boys, so there's always somebody around to eat the food.
No, it's just me and the dog, and I don't feed the dog human food because that's a bad plan. Because invariably something will not mix well, and I don't want to clean that up. So
yeah, well, I don't give my dog spicy food, and a lot of my food is spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only difference with the way that I'm cooking right now is I'm more cooking on the cheap, So there's been a whole lot of Southern cooking.
It's a
lot of it.
A lot of gravy. A lot of gravies.
just a lot of roux. I made a gumbo the other day that I'm sorry nobody else got to have. It's beautiful.
I'm sure. Actually, the only food I've ever had from you was for anybody who lives in Austin, right here, or comes to Austin. This is the place I always take people when they come to Austin. Hey, I want to eat food that you can't eat someplace else. And so what I always take them to is a place called, off of Cesar Chavez, called Mission Dogs. It's the place I always take people because you can't get that type of stuff anywhere else. And for people who don't know what it is, they can wrap hot dogs with Asian toppings. Nice and easy.
Yep.
And it's amazing. And I eat there at least. I've ordered there for I think 3 times since the quarantine happened. And
thank you.
Well, one is I love the stuff anyways, and 2, it's you're in quarantine, so you support local as much as you can, and so.
Yeah, Mission Dogs are still open. They still are serving my signature chili, my signature cheese sauce, my poutine gravy. Still got my recipes. I'm not there making it myself. I'm trying to, run burlesque things.
Well, no, I understand that. It's just the fact is that I know there's a tie there, and that I want to make sure that people like support. Like it's local. It's Austin. If you come to Austin, this is a place to eat at. Literally, as people go, hey, I want to come to Austin and eat some stuff. I go, all right, cool. I'm going to take you some places you don't eat it. Like I know don't exist anyplace else. And so Mission Dogs is one of those places. So that's why I like it. You can get burgers any place. You can get like there's some like don't get like people's like Austin. They go there's great burgers. I go, no, the best burger places I've been has been in Houston, but like you can't get a better hot dog than Mission Dogs. So I'm gonna give a little plug, an extra little plug. We didn't talk about it earlier. Was Mission Dogs. I know you have a tie there.
Thank you. Yes, go eat my chili.
It is really good. I did that. I think last time I did a chili dog, and it was so good.
Thank you. Yeah.
I like ordering.
Anything Southern on the menu is probably something I concocted.
Well, I know the one time I went there, it was a couple of years ago, because I'm a recent transplant to Austin, so I was not living in Austin at the time, and I came by and visited. You were actually working that day, and you had the weird French onion soup dog that my friend just fell in love with.
Yep. Yeah. So if you want to know how to make that,
we'll talk
I can
afterwards.
tell you. Y'all can order it. It's our poutine gravy. It's cream cheese or our regular cheese sauce, caramelized onions, and I like adding the chili garlic sauce and a little bit of brown mustard, personally.
Sounds good.
But yeah, that's how it's made. It's on the secret menu, so you have to,
Gotta know somebody.
you have to order like a Mission Dog or something and then like judge it. But it's there. I promise.
Well, I do know somebody else that works there on occasion, so I can probably just hassle him about that. So.
And he has a new dog on the menu too. It's like a breakfast dog.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll definitely check that out. I know because you should we talk? It's Alexander the Great.
Yeah, Alexander's talked about working there.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, Alexander the Great, who's a brilliant aerialist here out of Austin, Texas. One of the best I've seen. I think I put him in the top like 3 or 4, and like and the 3 or 4 all in Texas is what's crazy. So it's like him, and then you got like Emma Dilemma, who lives in Dallas. You've got Icky Muffin and Nikki Knockout. They're all just these amazing aerialists that and they're all out of Texas, and like nothing to go against any place elsewhere, but they're really all 4 of those people are hard to beat. So.
And really nice.
Oh, they're all amazing people. So.
Everybody's so nice.
Where were these nice people 5 years ago?
Everybody's nice, We're very lucky. We have such amazing talent here in Texas, for sure.
So where are we at? We got about 13-ish minutes. So Miss Coco Lectric, and for those people joining in, this is Coco Lectric. My name is Geoff with the G. This is the G spot because I'm a G, and I don't know, I couldn't think of anything more clever to say for this show's name. Coco Lectric, the amazing burlesque queen, wonderful, one of my favorite performers of all time. Actually, I'm gonna tell a little story. For those people, she knows it, but again, I praised her already about it personally, but I want to make sure this praise goes out to people worldwide. So, story is this: we've kind of known each other for 10-ish years. Then my wife had died 3 years ago, and when I one day I decided that I wanted to put a tribute show together, and Coco, without prompting, she reached out to me and says, "Hey, I want to be part of the show." Because she knew, because we would go back and forth. I went, yes. So we did it. So she came in, drove from Austin down to Houston, hanging out at the show for a minute. She came with one act and realized that wasn't the right act for the show. Went to her car, threw stuff together, goes, "Here's a song I'm going to play. We're just going to go." And I go, "Yes, ma'am." And put on a killer act that's just amazing and stuff like that. So you've always been a special place in my heart. The fact is, you not only did you come, "Hey, I want to do this thing," but you went above and beyond. You could have very easily went, "You know what? I'm already here with my thing. I'm just going to do it." And, but you went out of your way to make sure it was a really nice thing for the show, for her. And so I just want to say thank you and letting people know that this person is awesome. And you should make sure that she's a wonderful, wonderful human being. And I am humbled and honored to call you a friend.
Geoff, thank you. Thank you. I'm honored to call you a friend as well.
Yeah.
It was an honor to, granted I did reach out to you, but it was an honor to be invited to be a part of that event.
No, it's when I put the call out and you said, "Hey, I want to do this thing." I could have reached out to you. You probably still would have done it, but also on my end, I went, "That's person way beyond my pay grade." Stuff like that. As far as we kind of knew each other, but only kind of. And so, the fact is, you saw me doing the all call, and you made the, "Hey, I want to do this thing," and I'm always forever going to be so indebted as far as gracious for you, as far as it's amazing. So, which is why I will always promote and do anything. That's why I promote and do anything I can to help you out, which is why you're here today, so we can make sure that people go to the Austin Academy of Burlesque, www.austinacademyofburlesque.com, to take virtual classes with you and all the various teachers that are part of the Austin Academy as time progresses. So I will pimp that shit out all day long to make sure people know. I'm half tempted to take at least the cardio classes because being stuck in quarantine means all the time is snack time. So
yeah, Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know. If we got the food, we should eat our food.
Yeah. So.
But yes, it's getting back into dancing has been different. I'm definitely getting my cardio in other ways, like gardening and cleaning the house, which has never been a favorite of mine, but all of a sudden it's not so bad. And standing up for a really, really long time cooking again, but at home. So, yeah, but now that dancing is going to happen. See, I have my curtains. I'm ready. I'm going to do this thing. It's definitely different for me. I'm so used to performing in front of people, and this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So I guess bear with me, but we're going to have a lot of fun. And I'm really silly, so if you just want to tune in and have a laugh about jumping around and shaking it, then I'm down for that too.
Cool, great. So I got a little bit of time. I'll tell you what. Here's a really good question. I thought. So, if you had a chance to take a little time machine to go back and see yourself way back at the day when you went burlesque. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Like properly knew what it was and stuff like that. This was gonna be what your life was gonna be like. What's the one thing you wish you could know then that you know now? What's the advice you can give to your younger self?
You know, I gotta be honest, I don't have a whole lot of regrets. You know, I think the only thing I would have changed was, I guess whenever I started out in the first few years of me doing burlesque, I was really, really like all in it to win it. Like, I felt like we were creating more of a movement than an art form sometimes. And that it was so important to get out there and meet everybody and see everybody. And I still feel like that. But as the art form and the genre has grown, it's not as much, we're not all on the same page as much as we once were. And I think I don't have any regrets, but I probably maybe wouldn't have maxed out all my credit cards traveling to see everybody.
Well, that's fair.
You know,
It's more about what's those pieces of advice that had you, like, that you know now that you told yourself then would make yourself go, this is how this would be easier now. If I'd known this then, maybe things would be better. I don't want to say better, but you know,
I don't know if I could say that. I don't know if I would do anything differently other than not maxing out my cards.
That's fair.
I think I would have, at the very beginning, I was really hard on myself about, like my weight, because other people were hard on me about it too. And I think if I had known that the formula would work, that we are actually inclusive and really, into diversity and everything, and that's what our art form would become, I think I might have been a little bit easier on myself about it, or more vocal about standing up for myself to certain people. That sort of thing.
Okay.
I'm glad that worked. I'm glad that we are inclusive now. I'm glad that we are standing up for ourselves now and doing our thing. That was the point,
No, I agree. I mean, sometimes it's like you just didn't know any better then, so that's just how it works sometimes. But it's good that...
Well, I think we're all hard on ourselves for different reasons. And, that was one of those reasons where I was like, but at the time there were more producers who were like, well, I can't hire you because of this, not, you're brown, you're big, you're, whatever. And so I think if I had known that all of that work would work eventually, that one day, I'm not going to, I don't think I really consider myself so much a performer of size anymore, we have such a bigger, diverse group of humans that it's so nice to be able to, like, you know, not have producers look at me and be like, no, she's too big. You know, I think it's different. It's different now.
No,
and I think we've stood up for ourselves. And the community and our art form has grown because of it. We have so much great, diverse, awesome art that we would be missing if we didn't stand up for ourselves. And I know it sounds silly with me saying all this stuff now, because I'm, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not that big, you know. I'm not that brown. I'm not that, you know, I'm pretty middle of the road, all of the things, you know. But at a certain point in time, I wasn't, you know. So I'm happy all of that worked. And I'm happy we're still going strong with our awesome art form, for sure.
We got a couple of minutes left, and so before we get out of here, I want to talk about one other thing with you. Let's talk a little bit about BurleyCon.
BurleyCon?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about BurleyCon. What's going on with that?
Okay. Is anybody watching?
We have people watching.
Okay. Well, we're about to announce a very special event for our BurleyCon humans. And their pets, I guess. Their pets are invited as well. We're going to offer a little virtual BurleyCon on May 9th. So you'll get a day very similar to a day that you would have at BurleyCon. So we're offering a 5-hour BurleyCon day, complete with some, you know, morning yoga and movement classes. And we're doing a class about creating a narrative burlesque show, and we're having a panel. We're even doing something really cute for our keynote that a lot of folks can be a part of. But all of that will come soon. We haven't announced it yet, so you're getting a sneak peek right now about that. I know May 9th isn't that far away, but you'll hear from us really soon, and we're super excited to do that. So I'm super excited to spearhead that project, and it's just a thank you from BurleyCon for sticking with us, and we just miss everybody. And yeah, it's not anything. You don't have to. I don't think there's any major prerequisites. So it's just, we'll be reaching out to folks who are either enrolled in BurleyCon right now, or folks interested in being enrolled in BurleyCon. And so yeah, that's something super exciting. So we're gonna do that, and if we're still in quarantine in a month, we're gonna have another one, another virtual BurleyCon. So
that is
all new things, but we're really excited about being able to reach out to some new folks, because sometimes getting to Seattle in November is difficult.
Oh yeah, well, that is really great to hear. Thank you so much for being part of the show, Coco.
Thanks, Geoff.
We had everybody having questions, stuff like that. I'll be getting off in a second, but we can stay on and chat if you want. But everybody, make sure you go and start taking virtual classes at the Austin Academy of Burlesque, which is www.austinacademyburlesque.com. If you're curious about the BurleyCon stuff, you can go to www.burleycon.com, and you can probably get all your information there, all the socials and stuff like that. So it'll be a lot of fun. Once again, thank you so much, Coco. We will see you hopefully soon live and doing stuff. Hopefully in the real world again. At least hopefully I do.